story I'm going to tell is a rummy story, and he was from the Middle East. In fact, he was from that area called Afghanistan, where there's all the problems at the moment. But the story is called The Price of a Clout. There was this poor man, and he hadn't eaten for days. He decided he was feeling ill as well, so he went to the doctors, and the doctor asked him, "What have you eaten today?" He said, "Nothing." "What did you eat yesterday?" "Nothing." He said, "Well, listen, the advice I've got to give you is eat whatever you can and do whatever you want." Now, this chap thought, he's been a very good chap all his life, following all the rules and laws, and there is his doctor giving him permission to do whatever he wanted. So he left feeling a bit better. His stomach was still empty, but he felt a lot better. And he was walking along the bank of a river when he saw this fisherman. Casting and fishing. And he looked at the fisherman, and he looked at him, and he looked at the back of his head, and he was tempted. And his doctor had given him permission. So he went up to the fisherman and gave him a mighty clout behind the head. And the fisherman fell into the water, and of course he got out. And it would be, saying it far too lightly to say that he was angry. He was livid. "Why did you do that?" Screaming at the chap. "And I'm not having it. I'm going to take you to our court." And he led the poor man off to the quadi. Now, the quadi said, after hearing the story, he turned to the fisherman and said, "You mean this little old man, poor old man, hungry, hit you and threw you in the river?" He said, "Yes, he did. And he's got to pay. He's got to pay for it." The judge said, "Hang on a minute. That's up to me. Come on, let's speak." And he asked the old man, "What have you got? How much money have you got?" The old man pulled out his pocket. He said, "Nothing." "How many animals have you got?" "None." "How much property have you got?" "None. Nothing." So the judge turned to the fisherman and said, "How much money have you got in your pocket?" The fisherman said, "Hang on a minute. He's the one who threw me into the water. You're asking me how much money I've got in my pocket. What has that got to do with anything? He has thrown me in the water. He's the one, to be, come on." He said, the judge told him, "No, listen, I've told you before, I am the judge, and I will have to decide what happens. How much money have you got in your pocket?" The fisherman pulled out his money and said, 2 5-pound notes. He said, "Now listen, if you were to give this poor hungry man one of your 5 pounds, he wouldn't be hungry anymore, and he wouldn't behave that way." The chap said, "This is absurd. He's the one who pushed me in, and you are telling me that." The judge said, "Hang on a minute. I'm the judge here. If you do not behave yourself, I'll put you in jail." And they started this argument between the two of them, and it was going backwards and forwards. And the old man thought, hang on a minute. 5 pounds for 1 clout. 5 pounds for a clout. And he looked at the judge as they were talking, and he looked at the back of the judge's head, and he thought, 5 pounds for 1, and he gave the judge a whack behind the head, and the judge fell to the ground. And the fisherman took out his money. £5 for me and £5 for the judge. The judge said, "What? You're paying him to hit me?" He said, "Yes. If it's good for me, it's good for you." And that's equality.